Alright, so Keenan Jackson here from the Sega Retro Gamers Facebook group. I'm just making a little video for some people. Occasionally this conversation comes up, I got some loose carts. How should I store my loose carts? Here's some things that I've done. Don't mind the mess in here. This is a floppy disk case. If you've got some tall Genesis carts, they fit almost perfect in here. It came with this little slider thing, which is kind of nice to help me divide it. I got Lotus 2 and Test Drive 2 and some Carmen San Diego, and that's to separate it from all of my sports. I got, some stuff I'm not a big fan of this basketball engine. They used it for a lot of different games, so that game kind of sucks. There's some better games in here though. I think Coach K College Basketball is pretty good. Team USA uses this same engine, which I don't like. Got my NBA Lives. So anyways, a bunch of sports games in here. This one is pretty worthless, but it has a little key. You can pretend like your games are safe. So the nice thing about these is this one's a little more packed with games, is they stack. I think. Well, I thought they stacked. Anyways, they're flat enough to put on top of each other. But yeah, they fit really nice. You can see that the amount of games that it fills is pretty much like all the space you have. So just to keep, as an example, here's all the dust that hasn't been going on my games. So that's pretty cool. Way over here. Here's my Atari games as an example of let me take a clean finger, my pinky. I mean, you can't really see it, but games get dusty, and I feel pretty bad for these Atari games because they just sit there. Here's another floppy case. Oh, and see, this is what I was talking about, the stacking. Did you hear that? Ka-chunk. This little feet kind of pop into this little groove on the top. And as you can tell by the front, they're kind of the same brand or whatever they're called. No idea. So this one is just kind of a single row. It's a little bit wider. It's not quite as flush. But it's got, my extra stuff. Sonic and Knuckles doesn't really fit anywhere. I got a Game Genie. Got some more, my Super 2020, baseball, NHL 94, original NHL hockey. So this stuff is very secure. I can, it could fall off the shelf or something, and my games would mostly be good. So that's one way to store your games, your Sega Genesis games. You can see that I got some Super doing the same thing. Here's some Super. I do want to show you the VHS case though, but briefly, here's some more stuff. You've seen pictures of these. These are really nice. It's just, this one in particular sucks because it squeaks. So this one I have down here is like I love it. It's Polish. If you have a dresser drawer, you can kind of do the same thing with that, but these, wood grain, man. I don't know. It's a stylish way to store your carts. I'm going to run into the basement now, where all my games are boxed up, and show you that VHS case. Okay, we're in the basement now. Things have gotten a little out of control down here. There's a lot of just game stuff all over. This entire stack against the walls, my dupes. Need to go through there. Here are my Genesis games. Let's see if I can find a box with the right games in it. These are all regular Genesis cases. Still regular cases. Oh, a couple games here. Okay, sweet. So here are some examples of cases that aren't Genesis cases, but they work pretty good. My favorite is this curve design that I was talking about before. You know, VHS case, it has like a little place where the, you know, movie, you know, whatever they call it, the cover for the VHS tape would go, and I just put lazily, you could print out a label or something and make it really fancy, but I just write the name of the game. So sounds like it's wiggling a little bit, but I'll show you. Black is kind of a shitty color to show this off. Take this green one. And you can find these cases mostly attached to like kids tapes or classic TV, like old-timey TV shows. For some reason they get this kind of box treatment. So, green, way better to show this off. As you can see, the height of this Genesis cart is just under the size of these two tabs. And you line the cartridge up with the tabs, close it, and I don't know if we can see it through the light, yeah. The cartridge, like no matter what, stays in there pretty snug. Not quite as snug as, you know, if you put it in a standard case, but I feel pretty good about this. Like, drop it on the ground. Case did open. Just an example of how I treat my shit. But yeah, boom, perfect condition. So I love these cases. If you got friends that come over and want to play your games, I always like having them in cases, because pull them off the shelf and they're on the ground. I guess I'll show off